Hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody. All right. Happy Wednesday. This is our morning mindset call. And man, I wanted to stop on the visualization today, which is Wednesday time and money. Um, I still got things to share from the generational wealth mastermind. And one of the things we talked about uh in detail that I want to share with all of you that's in the mastermind. It was a self-image. Self-image is normally how we see ourselves. And the reason I stopped the video on the visualization is because I had a powerful coaching session yesterday. Um, Whereas, I was walking through some of the recaps with some of the people that some of the coaching, a lot of people that were at that wealth mastermind, there was also like life coaching as well. And one of the things that, you know, it was illuminated and highlighted is that a lot of people, right, a lot of successful people, they'll have, the notes, they'll have all the goals. Um, but one thing that they lack or sometimes they overlook is, and, not excluding me, it is the way that we see ourselves, right? And, I think this is a good timing to talk about the way that we see ourselves, especially when you have, you have a rapper, individual, someone that's successful, you know, being killed just by being at the kind of the wrong place. And a lot of times when we see success, right, we don't really visualize of how it looks and what it looks like. Being at a generational wealth mastermind and being the lowest guy in the room, it was kind of, it made me realize that, one yesterday after my session, that it was stated to me that generational wealth is not just the financial, right? Because I go through imposter syndrome sometime as well, because I told them, they basically were telling me that I needed to have a bigger platform or a bigger program. And to me, if I don't have 40 or 50 million sitting in the bank, I shouldn't really be talking about generational wealth. And that was, something that was weighing on me when they were like, no, you need to get bigger, you need to, share. And she made a comparison with some of the things that I've done, and they've been at a Tony Robinson event, and a lot of people that go to a Tony Robinson event, the up level me, right? They spend 100,000 to be there, and it's really just to be in the room. And she told me that she had went to the Tony Robinson, and in a week that we were there, she said, hey, you did a lot of the things that, or said a lot of things that impacted people in the room, and I never realized that or never seen it, because to me at a generational wealth, when everybody is making 10 million or 20 million, and she was talking about her program, she charges 100,000, and it was a and she's telling me that it's transformational for the businesses that she works with. And so the skills that we have in crypto, the skills that we have in decentralized banking, the skills that we have, it is really a rare commodity than we like to see. And that's because of our visualization. It's because of one of the things, how we see ourselves, right? And for a lot of you guys that's here on this call, you've been successful, or you've had success in certain aspects of your life, whether it's, being a good, adult, being a good parent, being successful at work. We've had a lot of success, but we visualize ourselves, from the past. And the same way that, I'm sure the Migos and Takeoff, visualize when he got successful, that he would keep it real, or still be able to go where he wanted to go. And sometimes that's the detriment, right? Sometimes we're seeing ourselves, based on the old view, not based on where we're at right now, right? And that is an important aspect, as a trader, as someone gets into the market, they see themselves as successful in a certain way. And sometimes it never changes, right? Since a kid, I seen, I would be successful, but also seeing it, always dreamed of having 50 million or 100 million. Like, it wasn't just a million, because when I hit the million, it still didn't feel like I was successful, right? Because it was a part of the self-image and the visualization of what does it look like to be success. And so after going through my session yesterday and looking at the lifestyle, right? And basically a person that, maybe generates more income to me. But the things that we teach in DCG about just, how we treat ourselves, and how we see the future and see the goals and, being able to have a balance. They were telling me that we're creating generational wealth by being that example of, you had a balance. A lot of folks aren't able to establish that, balance in life where your family, your health, the business, the ability to generate income, those are all setting up your, family for generational wealth, right? And I had to realize yesterday, it wasn't just about the income, right? Missing out on blessings of what you have right now. The bowling alley that Takeoff or was shot at, it was the same bowling alley that DCG Houston went to after the event. And there were two sides to it. There's one side where it was a little bit more wild. And then the side that we got, which was a VIP area, that was separated, you can go left or right, just because of the mindset that we normally have is, we always VIP. And so for us, the bowling alley was great. I mean, we had a couple of servers, we had 3 lanes to ourselves, and everybody was safe. And that is based on the mindset and based on, some of the principles that we believe in. We have things that we go to the best restaurants. We went to this Low Alley Steakhouse in Atlanta, and they had a list. They turned people away, and we were able to get a table for 12 and 15, and it was just based on how we carry ourselves, right? The body language is 55%, communication. And so, had a realization that a lot of things that we're doing, right now, it is generational wealth type things, right? I was telling guys that when we're eating, it's like, what separates, right next to us, there's a billionaire. There may be a person that's making 100 million. There's a person that's, sitting right next to us and they just have more income. But we're at the same place at the same time, right? And the way we think and the way we move is generational wealthy. And that is something that, I like to share. There's guys that are generational wealthy and they're out of shape. And they're gonna, they experience the same life that we do on Earth, right? Doesn't matter how much money Steve Jobs had. He was impacted by a terminal disease a terminal cancer that, we're blessed not to have, right? And the health that we do have, if we're healthy and striving for it, it's a blessing. So, even being well-rounded, for you guys to be able to work and also be able to trade, or be able to take care of the kids and be able to trade, that is a sign of wealth.